Good afternoon, yeah. How are you? It's good morning only, no? Yeah. Good morning, yeah. How are you people? That day. What was your first class? First class le ఏమైంది అసలు?
Reasoning, sir.
Oh, reasoning.
Reasoning.
Like topic?
Number series.
Sequences, sir. Sequences.
Sequences. Okay, okay. Nice. Good morning, Nana. Okay, series. Nice. Okay, so today I'm going to teach you my favorite topic. Okay, why is this my favorite topic? Because this is very scoring. ఓకేనా నాకు ఎలాంటి విషయాలు ఇష్టం అంటే ఎప్పుడైనా ఈజీగా ఏమొచ్చి స్కోర్ వచ్చేసి ఎక్కువ కష్టపడకుండా ఉంటే నాకు అలాంటి విషయాలు చాలా ఇష్టం అనమాట. ఓకే, హాయ్ సురేష్, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ. సో యా, నౌ బిఫోర్ ఐ స్టార్ట్ ఆఫ్ విత్ రీడింగ్ కాంప్రహెన్షన్స్, I want you to answer a few things. Okay, and before you answer a few things, I need to tell you a few things. Whenever you're doing a reading comprehension, a lot of us think that the main aim of reading comprehension is to answer the questions at the end, but that is not the main aim. Okay, the main aim is in the title. All right, the main aim is to read and to comprehend. Okay, to read ante ento మీ అందరికీ తెలుసు, యా, చదవడం. But what about comprehend? Comprehend means understand. Okay, so you have to read and understand whatever is being given to you. Now, for you to be able to understand whatever is being given to you, I need you to know what exactly is happening in that part. Okay, very broadly speaking, any reading comprehension should look like a few lines of text. Yeah, maybe it looks somewhat like this, correct? Yes. So my first question to you people, why is it that I'm dividing these into paragraphs? Asli paragraphs kinda nenu enduku chestunnanu? Okay, who is writing this? Okay, why are they writing? Who, why, what? Ivi na moodu main questions anamata. Okay, yeah. So if I have to ask you what is this thing, manam sentences lo chadivam. If you remember, we studied in sentences that the reason we are using sentences is to express ideas or some kind of an info. Am I right? This is the reason why we are using sentences, correct? Now over here there are a lot of sentences, no? That means there must be a lot of ideas, there must be a lot of information, correct? So obviously your passage is nothing but a set of ideas. Okay, so this is the first thing I want you to know. A passage is nothing but a set of ideas. Okay, now whose ideas are these? If I ask, whose ideas are they? They are the author's ideas. Am I right? Are these your ideas? No. Maybe yes, maybe not. Okay, are these my ideas? Maybe not. But whose ideas are these? For sure, these are the author's ideas, correct? Who needs to comprehend them? Who needs to comprehend them? Obviously, you need to comprehend them, correct? Yes. Now, if you look carefully at this, ideas belong to author, comprehension belongs to you. But in that case, what about the questions? The questions are asked by your examiner. Am I correct? So these are the three people who are involved in your reading comprehension as a whole. Okay? And there's only one person who actually matters amongst these three. And that person is your author. All right? So whenever you're doing a reading comprehension, the only ideas that actually matter to you are the author's ideas. Is that clear? Yeah? Now, what do I mean by this and why am I telling this to you? Because when you're reading it, I don't want you to have any kind of preconceived notions. Okay? What do I mean by preconceived notions? Maybe you have an opinion, okay, about the topic, which will affect your understanding of the topic. Okay, so these are your preconceived notions. All right. Now, what does this preconceived notion do? If you have a preconceived notion, it brings in bias. Okay, it brings in bias. That is why the first rule that I'm going to tell you is that never ever have any kind of a preconceived notion. Don't think anything about the passage. Okay, whatever you know about that topic, leave it. All that you care about is what is that author telling you. Okay, is that clear? Advainda? Yes, okay. Now, what is that author trying to tell us? Always remember that author is trying to tell us three things. Okay. See, I told you, there are passages which look like this. Like obviously there are some lines filled with text. Yeah. And these are what we call as paragraphs. Correct. So every passage is divided into paragraphs. The reason is this part is a set of similar ideas. Okay. Yeah. So maybe we can take this as another set. So let me call this is set I1, I3, I4, right? So this could be some facts. Yeah. These could be some other facts. Like that, I'll have very different sets of facts in my passage. Yeah. So what do I need to do? I need to interpret which of them are facts. Then I need to understand the following things. First thing, why did the author give us this fact? Okay, అంటే ఈ ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఎందుకు చెప్పాడు మనకి? ఆథర్ ఏదైనా చెప్పాడంటే దానికి ఏదో ఒక అర్థం ఉంటుంది కదా. ఎస్, అదే మనమేమో అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. వాడిది ఎందుకు చెప్పాడు? ఓకే, वो ये क्यों बोल रहा है? All right. Secondly, how did the author tell us? ఓకే, వాడు దీని గురించి నాకు ఎలా చెప్తున్నాడు? वो इसके बारे में कैसे बोल रहा है? ఓకే, వాడు పాజిటివ్ గా చెప్తున్నాడా, నెగిటివ్ గా చెప్తున్నాడా? ఈజ్ ఇట్ టెలింగ్ ఇట్ టు మీ ఇన్ అ పాజిటివ్ కానిటేషన్? ఇస్ ఇట్ ఇన్ అ నెగిటివ్ కానిటేషన్? డస్ హీ వాంట్ మీ టు అగ్రీ విత్ హిస్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ? డస్ హీ వాంట్ మీ టు డిసగ్రీ విత్ హిస్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ? Okay, that is what we have to understand. Okay, so when we are trying to understand the second point, that is us understanding the relationship between the arguments that he is presenting. Okay, So now once we understand what are the facts, what are the relations between the facts, then we can go and get our implications. Implications are nothing but conclusions. Okay? Are we clear with these? Guys, yes or no? Are we all clear? Did you guys understand what a reading comprehension is doing? Yes? Okay. And who is the most important person in the reading comprehension, people? Author. Very good. Okay, the author is the most important person. Now, let us think about it in this way. When you're going to a function, okay, and there are 4 people, okay, there's the first in the order of importance: first most important, second most important, third most important, fourth most important. Okay, whom will you first talk to? Obviously the most important person. Correct. The same way, when you are going into a reading comprehension, okay, and you have 3 people, you have your author, yourself, and you have the examiner. Okay, you have to only first talk to the author. And how can you talk to the author first? You can talk to the author by reading the passage. Okay, now a lot of people do the mistake of talking to the examiner first by reading the questions. Okay, a lot of people do this mistake. So I don't want you to do this. Don't look at the questions. First try to understand the passage. ఓకే ఆ ఆథర్ గారి బాధ ఏంటో ముందు అర్థం చేసుకోండిరా. ఓకేనా, దాని తర్వాత ఎమోషన్ మిమ్మల్ని ఎవడేం అడిగేస్తున్నాడో తర్వాత చూసుకుందాం. ఓకే, ముందాడు ఏం చెప్తున్నాడో మనకు అర్థం కాకపోతే మిగతాది ఏదైనా ఎందుకు యూజ్ లేదు కదా, అంతేనా? సో ఆల్వేస్ స్టార్ట్ విత్ రీడింగ్ ద ప్యాసేజ్, నాట్ విత్ ద క్వశ్చన్స్. ఓకే, చదివే టైము, whenever you are reading that passage, read it with attention. ఓకేనా, ఇంకా దేని గురించో మీరు ఆలోచించుకుంటూ చదివేరు అనుకోండి, ఆ రాసింది మీకు అర్థం కాదు, మీరు ఆలోచిస్తుంది మీకు అర్థం కాదు, టైం వేస్ట్ తప్ప ఏం మిగలదు. ఓకే, సో ప్లీజ్ గివ్ దట్ ప్యాసేజ్ యువర్ అన్డివైడెడ్ అటెన్షన్ వెన్ యు ఆర్ రీడింగ్ ఇట్. ఆల్ రైట్, నౌ హౌ డు ఐ రీడ్ ఫాస్ట్? అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ హ్యావ్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్ కి, సార్ నేను చదవాలంటే షుడ్ ఐ బి రీడింగ్ వెరీ ఫాస్ట్? ఓకే, హౌ షుడ్ ఐ రీడ్ వెరీ ఫాస్ట్? Sir, I am able to read very fast, but I'm not able to understand it when I read fast. Okay, so let's do this one small quick poll. Okay, how many of you have this problem that you cannot read something very fast? Just say yes or me. Just say I have or me, whatever you want to type. How many of you can't read something very fast? Yes, okay. So many people. Okay, very good. Okay, fine, no problem. How many of you, when you try to read fast, are not able to understand anything? Yeah. See, so this is a good problem. No, this is a problem that a lot of people are having. No. Now look at the chat box here. You're not alone. There are so many people with this problem, and trust me, everywhere there are people with this problem. Okay. So what needs to change? There is something that needs to change, obviously, and the first thing that needs to change is the way you read. Okay, yeah, the way you read is the one thing that needs to change first, immediately. All right, what do I mean by this? Look at it. I am pretty sure that when you're reading, these things, the punctuations like comma, full stop, semicolon, colon, you ignore these things. Yes, those of you who told me that you don't understand it or you can't read it very fast, do you ignore punctuations or not? Yes or no? Yes? No? See, be honest with yourself. I'm only trying to help you. Okay? All right. Second thing, How many of you speak what you read? Now, what do I mean by speaking what you're reading? This is a very funny thing, but when you read, does your tongue move inside like you're speaking it out? How many of you do that? Yeah? Yes? Maybe you don't even notice it, but 90% of the time it happens. Right? So this also eats away your speed. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because the speed of you reading is obviously faster than the speed of you speaking. No. Yeah? So when your tongue is moving, literally you're speaking here, you're not reading it. Correct. So your speed is going down. All right. So small things like these here. I'm not a magician. I am a teacher. Okay. So I can only tell you what works with me. I can't just, do this and change everything in the world. Right. So what works with me is consciously I have to make sure that my tongue does not move when I'm reading. Okay, it's a conscious effort only. It's not like, you can just do it whenever you want and you can stop it whenever you don't want it. You have to consciously put that effort. Okay? Yeah. Second, third thing, you people often either undergo regression or skip back. You undergo one of these two things. I'll tell you what these are. Let us say we have 4 to 5 lines of text. Some of you read this line. Okay, come to this line, and after this line, no, once you finish this line, again you start coming to this line only. Yeah? Do you do that? Some of you? Yeah, this is called as regression. You're regressing on the same thing again and again and again. You know why this happens? Because you don't have anything pointing at where you have to read. See, if you're reading something on the screen, for example, if I'm reading this, can you all see my mouse? That's okay. Probably, can you see it now? Can you see the dots now on the screen? Yeah. So if I'm reading, the way you read, 1, punctuations, 2, how many speak or what you read, 3, regression or skip back. Do you see the dots? I want you to start tracking where you are reading. Okay, that takes away the chance of regression. What about skip back? Skip back is you are going into this line, you finish this line, you have this line over here, you'll skip it off. And then you'll go into the next one. Okay, that way you're missing a lot of information. And then maybe you look at a question and you'll see that, array, this part is not there anywhere in the passage. No, that is there. We did not read that part. They're getting what's happening. Now, once one question shakes your confidence, the rest fall apart. Yeah, they're like a piece of domino. Yeah, so let us not put ourselves in that position. Let us, try to build ourselves up for success. Let's not put ourselves up for failure. Okay, guys? So what are the suggestions that Praddy has for you? First thing, don't ignore punctuations. The punctuations are there for a reason. If you read it according to the punctuations, there's better chance of you understanding the text in the first read itself. Second thing, whatever you are speaking does not need to be the same thing that you are reading. So when you are reading, I don't need your tongue to move. Please make a conscious effort to not move your tongue. Third thing, if you are on the monitor, if you are on the screen, you can use your mouse to keep controlling the place where you're reading. If it's a paper, you can use a pen. Okay, so please do these 3 things. Then your reading, comprehension will be better. Your understanding will be better. All right, let's test it out. And yeah, the fourth thing, time yourself. When you time yourself and you see that you're improving with every passage that you're reading, no, it acts as a motivation. All right, basically your motivation is of 2 types, Nana. Motivation can be intrinsic or motivation can be extrinsic. Extrinsic motivation is your rewards or maybe your marks, people praising you and all. intrinsic motivation is what you realize about yourself. Okay, yeah, and trust me, motivation is energy, both physically and psychologically. Okay, so I need you to be intrinsically motivated. Yeah, I will motivate you from outside. I will say that you have done a good work, but I need you to believe that you have done a good work. Okay, yeah. So rules of the class for today: whenever you're reading a passage, I want you to take your stopwatch and time yourself. Please, this is very important. This is how you understand where you stand. Okay, are we clear? Guys, should we go to solving the passages? Are you all excited about today's class? Yeah? Okay, let's go forward then. This is your first passage and this has only 150 words. Okay, so please just take out your stopwatch and measure how much time you take to read it. All right, you can start. Nana 254, if you're done, can you just tell me how much time you've taken? Wait, Karthik, is the theme of the passage Dongal Bandi? Is that what you want to say? Yeah? Okay. Yes, the lighting is better. 1 minute, 10 seconds. Okay. Okay. Now, those of you who have actually finished reading it, did you consciously check if you're moving your tongue or not? Isar Kadlinda Leda? Guys, have you taken note of it? Yeah? You made an effort, no? Right. Okay. Cool. So let's Haripriya, Leda. Okay, check the mood a bit. Okay. Yeah. So ala sloga tagginchali. Should Haripriya, if you didn't move it, it's very good. Okay, it's good. It's a very good practice. But migta vallu evaraithe if your tongue has moved, then please, yeah. But you stopped it after some time. No? Yes, good. Ala practice chestu undandi. Today I think we have like 2-3 passages to do. Okay. So once we are doing those, no, you'll get a habit of it. Ala ఇప్పుడు న్యూస్ పేపర్ కూడా ఉందనుకోండి. For example, I get my newspaper every day. So if you are taking up the first part and just start reading it and just see if your tongue is moving. If it's not moving, good. Ala meer continuous ga practice chestu undali, inkem ledu. Okay, all right, let's go here. Let's start with this particular passage. what does it say? In 1859, around 450 passengers on the Royal Charter returning from the Australian gold mines to Liverpool drowned when the steam clipper was shipwrecked off the north coast of Wales. What makes this a tragic loss of life among countless other maritime disasters was that many of those on board were weighed down by the gold in their money belts that they just wouldn't abandon so close to home. Now, what did I tell you? I told you that passage is always divided into paragraphs, correct? And each paragraph is a set of ideas. Now, what we need to do is take a paragraph and try to condense it into an idea of one line. Okay, so I want to write this entire paragraph in one line. All right, so for me to do that, what should I do? I should remove all unnecessary details, correct? If I want to make something short, what should I do? I should remove all unnecessary details. No. Yeah. Now, what are unnecessary details in this particular passage? Obviously, anything that's a fact is unnecessary for me. Why? Because I can go back to it and I can what? Look back at the passage for that fact. What are necessary details? The ideas are the necessary details. Am I clear? So, I will write in the 1850s, some men, okay, lost their lives protecting the gold in their money boxes when their ship got wrecked. Correct? Yeah. Can I say that that entire passage, or sorry, that entire paragraph, yeah, has the same meaning as this line without the necessary details? What are the necessary details? The name is a necessary detail. Australian gold mines, Liverpool, unnecessary details. How many passengers, unnecessary details? Yeah, exactly how it got wrecked, unnecessary details. Exactly where it got wrecked, unnecessary details. Yeah, but what is the necessary details? The necessary details is how, who, why. How did it happen? Because the ship got wrecked. Who? Some men. Yeah. Why? Because they were protecting the gold in their money boxes. Correct? So, can I now say that this entire first paragraph has been condensed and summarized into one line? All of you are clear about this, Pakka? Okay, let's go to the second paragraph. Humans have a particularly strong and at times. So look at this part, at times. Yeah, this at times is written like this, in between two commas. Okay, so if anything is written in between two commas, usually it is known as a modifier. Okay, please make a small note of it. I'll explain you about what modifiers are a little later. After I've done with this passage, I'll explain it to you. Okay, but just make a small note of it and keep it aside. So, humans have a particularly strong and at times irrational obsession with possessions. This is very important as far as I understand. Yeah, because the words here he's using is what he is feeling. So this is the exact author's opinion about possessions. Okay, and he's giving examples. Every year, car owners are killed seriously or seriously injured in the attempts to stop the theft of their vehicles. A choice that few would make in the cold light of day. What is that choice? Stealing vehicles is the choice that a few will make. Okay, and a lot of people are getting killed. Okay, why are they getting killed or getting injured? because they're trying to stop their theft. Okay, it's as if there is a demon in our minds that compels us to fret over the stuff we own. What do you mean by this word fret? Fret means worry. Okay, Surya Teja, please mute yourself now. Okay, thank you, Surya. So this word fret, what does this word fret mean? This word fret means worry. Okay, so it's as if there's a demon in our mind that compels us to worry over the stuff we own and make risky lifestyle choices. What are these risky lifestyle choices? Like trying to save the stuff from being stolen. Okay, it's okay for you to try and save the stuff from being stolen, but not at the cost of your life. No. So that is a risky lifestyle choice. Okay, in the pursuit, what is pursuit? Trying to find. Okay, pursuit is trying to find. Where should I write it? Let me just write it over here. Okay, pursuit means trying to find. So in the pursuit of material wealth, I think we are possessed. Okay, what is this possession? This possession means what? Manlo nevaro emo cherperu annattu. Okay, someone has taken over us. That's the meaning of this. Okay, now what can I take this as? The only, see, from here, from this part, all right, till this part, it's all example. Correct? Yes. Then what's the only idea that we have from the second part? The idea that we can have from the second part is that humans have an irrational obsession with possessions and make risky lifestyle choices in pursuit of material wealth. Can I say that this is my second idea? So this is idea one and this is idea two. Can I say that? How many of you agree? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so wait, just let me just type these two ideas quickly into your chat boxes so that I can just erase the screen. In the 1850s, some men lost their lives protecting, is that what I wrote? Yeah. Some men lost their lives protecting the gold in their money boxes when their ship got wrecked. Okay, so this was idea one. Okay, and the idea two is that humans have an irrational obsession with their possessions and make risky lifestyle choices in pursuit of material wealth. Okay, so these are our two ideas. Now, what I want you to do is come up with a combination. That means these are my two arguments, correct? So what can I understand from these two arguments is what I want you to tell me. Okay? Yeah? So can anyone tell me what can I understand from these two arguments together? Obsession with material wealth? Yes, obviously, but that's only the second idea. What am I getting from the first idea? Come on. Okay, see. So what I can say is that humans' irrational obsession and their pursuit of material wealth often leads to risky lifestyle choices and in some cases, comma, death. Yeah. Now, can I say this is the theme of the passage? That humans' irrational obsession and the pursuit of material wealth is often leading to risky lifestyle choices and in some case, death. Correct? Can I say this or not? Yes, people are becoming greedy is a conclusion that we can draw, but becoming is not the thing. People are greedy is something that we can draw. Subramanya, okay? All right. So we are done with the first passage. All of you understood this passage, no? Yes, see this word abandon means leaving. Okay, all right here. I'm happy that you understood this passage. Let's go to the second passage quickly, okay? Yeah, this one. Now, this has just 10 words more than the previous passage. This is 160 words. Okay, again, we are going to do the same thing. I want you to take 2 minutes. Okay, but time yourself and tell me how much time you have taken. All right, okay, start. So those of you are telling me a time. Did you take the same time as before or did you take less time than before? Less time? 5 seconds less? Yeah, that's a good improvement, no? Yeah, nice. Nice. So please make sure. Yeah, this is about the Buckminster invention thing. Yeah, even I like this. Yes, because so how many of you are from the electronics and communications background? How many of you are from ECE? Oh, none of you are from ECE. Oh, okay. Batch one is from ECE. Okay, no, because this passage is oh Okay, so you have civil engineers here, no, and you have triple E. Okay, so civil and triple E, both of you have nanoparticles. Okay, nanoparticles is a course that is in your syllabus. This is about nanoparticles, right? So Buckminster Fuller, basically he built the geodesic dome right after World War II, if I'm not wrong. Okay, is it here actually? Did he mention anything like that over here? No, he didn't mention anything. But yes, the actual thing is that he built this after World War II to provide very cheap housing. Okay. NBVW. Okay. Iron Man, sir, not from classes. Oh, you know about nanomaterial from Iron Man, not from classes. Okay. No, I knew about nanomaterials only from my classes. So in my second year, I did take up a course on nanotechnology. So that is how we, okay, from Ant-Man. Oh, wow. Marvel is teaching you engineering. Nice. I'm happy. But okay, somehow let's start reading this passage. Let's finish this too. Okay. In the mid 1980s, evidence started to emerge from labs across the world, confirming that scientists were finally able to reach the nano level in experimental conditions and not just with their theories. Okay, fine. What is important in this? That they are finally able to reach the nano level in experimental conditions. So can I say that scientists achieved the goal of, or scientists are now capable of nanoparticle research? Yeah, that's what I get from this. Okay, working at scales defined in millions of a millimeter, Richard Smalley, Robert Curl, and Harold Kroto reported the discovery of Buckminster Fullerene nano-sized polyhedrons with this. Okay, now again, what can be the one-line summary for this entire paragraph from this part till this part? Okay, in 1980s or in mid 1980s, yes, scientists became capable of nanoparticle research and created a compound called Buckminster Fullerene. Yeah. Can I say that this is a one-line summary of my entire first paragraph? Would you agree? Yes, no, yes, no. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the second paragraph. These miniature buckyballs, named for their similarity to the geodesic dome structures made by the architect R. Buckminster Fuller in the 1950s, are found in tiny quantities in soot in interstellar space and in the atmospheres of carbon-rich red giant stars. What is soot? What do we mean by soot? Soot is that burnt, left out residue you have, no? That black residue. Yeah? Yeah, it's like ash. It's like ash, but it's not ash. Okay. Soot is a completely combustible thing. It's been combusted. Okay. All right. And what is interstellar space? Interstellar is a movie card. Okay. See, remember, whenever you have inter, that means between. Okay, I'll just write it up here. If you have inter, it means between. And stellar is stars. Okay, so interstellar space is the space between the stars and in the atmosphere of carbon-rich red giant stars. So again, look at this. This is a phrase, carbon-rich red giant stars is a phrase. It is a noun. Okay, for example, here, for example, if I want to replace this with chocolates, okay, and then the atmosphere of chocolates. So that chocolates is a noun only, no? So if I'm able to replace all of this crap with some other word which is a noun, this should also behave like a noun. Correct? So carbon-rich red giant, okay, is a noun phrase. All right. Now, so it's actually found in this. What is this thing? These are all natural sources. Okay. Yes. All right. So initially they are supposed to be found in natural sources. But, so do you see this word but? Now this is a very important word because this is something we call as a signal word or a signpost. Okay, this is something called a structural signpost. Now, why is this a structural signpost? Because see, whatever idea we have before but and the idea we have after but will be opposite, will be contradictions. Okay, so if you have a positive idea before but, you'll have a negative idea after but. If you have a negative idea before but, you'll have a positive idea after but. Okay, yeah. For example, Brady is late but effective. So this is a negative idea. This becomes our positive idea. Okay. Yeah. So the same way, but Crota was able to recreate them in chemical reactions in a lab while visiting Rice University in Texas. That means initially they were natural, but now they are artificially created. So now do you see the reason why but is becoming a significant structural signpost? Yeah, it helps us condense the idea very easily like this. Okay. Then in 1991, something happened. Used 10 artificial DNA strands to create the first human-made nanostructure. Okay. Yeah. So this is the idea basically. This all just example, right? So what's the first fact? The first fact, let me type them down quickly for you people. The first fact or the first idea that we have is that in mid 1980s, okay, scientists capability to do nano particle research helped them create a compound called Buckminster. What is happening? Why can I not see my? Yeah. Okay. Buckminster fullerene. Okay, this is my first idea. And what's the second idea? The second idea is until this time, okay, Buckminster fullerene (BMF) was only found, was only found naturally, but now we could or we were able to synthesize. Yeah, I know the formula. I wrote the formula here, no? See, it's over here. And don't worry, I know my chemistry. Okay, so they were able to synthesize it using chemical by using chemical reactions, synthesize it in a lab. Okay, so these are our two ideas, correct? So now, using these two ideas, can someone tell me that what will be the theme of this passage? Yeah, what's the conclusion? What's the combination of these two ideas together? Come on, people. I'm waiting for you to give me a reply. Should I just go ahead with this? Is it a little complicated? See, this is an only idea-based passage, okay? So the implication is very simple. The implication is nothing but as the capability of research increased in 1980s, scientists were now able to synthesize, okay, nanoparticles which were initially existing only in nature. Yeah, can I say that this effectively summarizes the entire passage? Guys, yes, no, yes, no. Yeah. So if I just say this one line, you're able to understand everything that you need to from the passage, no, except for those facts. Except for the fact that how many faces does this thing have, what is the shape of it, all that you'll have to go back to the passage. But the main idea of the passage, the theme of the passage is this. Correct? Did all of you understand? Yeah, okay. So can we go forward? Let's go to the third question, third passage. But before that, let me tell you what are the types of questions you can get. Okay. So see, the different types of questions that you can get are direct or factual. Okay, that means they'll directly ask you about a fact. Like I asked, what is the shape of C60? If I ask you this, then what's the answer going to be? It's going to be cage like ball. చూడు మనకేమొచ్చి దీని నుంచి కదా మనం చెప్పాలి. సో ఇట్స్ బీన్ కేజ్ లైక్ సాకర్ బాల్ అని మనం రాయాలి, రైట్? ఓకే, యా, కేజ్ లైక్ సాకర్ బాల్. So that way these questions will be called as factual, whereas implied idea, inference and all, they have to do with the theme. How does the theme tie up with the author's opinion? Okay, which of these things will strengthen the author's argument, which will weaken the author's argument? All such questions will come under implied idea questions for you. Okay, and then what does this word mean? Which word is the closest in meaning to this? Those questions are vocabulary based questions. Okay, are we clear? All right, let's go forward. And when I'm talking about the tone of the passage, tone is something about how the particular person is telling something. Okay, now you could, when you're speaking, okay, you could either say something that you are very, very jealous about, or maybe you want me to agree with you. Maybe you're sympathetic about something. Correct? So things like these are known as the tone of your passage. Okay? Once we go forward, you'll slowly understand. ఇప్పటిదాకా మీకు ఫస్ట్ రెండు ప్యాసేజ్ బాగానే అర్థమయ్యాయి కదా? Did you guys understand the first two passages clearly? There are no doubts in them, no? Yeah. The same way when we are going forward, no, you'll understand the others also. Don't worry. Okay? Yeah. So this is the third passage. Wait, I don't want to show you the question as of now. All right. So there are 210 words in this. This is a little longer than the previous two passages. Okay. And the genre of this passage is business or economics. Okay. All right. So what I need you to do again is time yourself, try to underline the important things, and then we'll go into the questions after we clearly understand this passage. Okay? All right, go ahead. Start. Take your time. Okay, so were you comparatively faster than before or slower? Faster? Good, good. Slower? Okay. Is it because this genre is a little harder for you to understand? Yes? Is it because? So now let me come back to this topic. Okay. When do you feel like you've read fast and when do you feel like you've read slowly? Okay. See, when it's a long passage, obviously the number of words per minute will reduce. Okay. Let's say that you cannot, obviously you won't be able to read the big passages also with at the same speed as the small passages. No, because as and when the amount of information in the passage is increasing, your memory is also the same way being distributed amongst that information. Okay, so the more you have to remember, the more time it will take you. Okay, second thing, if you can understand each word clearly from that passage, then it'll take you less time. But if there's some vocabulary that you are not sure of also, it'll take you even more time, no? Correct? And the third thing is genre. All right? ఇప్పుడు మీకు నచ్చిన passages, if there are passages that you like, if there are passages that you understand readily, okay, maybe there's an engineering passage, something like that, that you are used to already, you'll take less time. Whereas, if there's a passage that you don't know, if there's a topic that you don't understand at all, you'll take a lot of time. Okay? So what should you be doing? Simple thing is, read as many passages as you can. Okay, read as many passages as you can. And one very important word that I left out from this sentence should be included here. Read as many different passages as you can. Okay, try to do different genres every day, then you'll get used to it. Inkem problem undadu tarvata last loni. All right. Okay. So let's start off with this one. As the economic role of multinational global corporations expand, the international economic environment will be shaped increasingly not by governments. So they won't be shaped by governments or international institutions. Okay, but by the interaction between these two. So idea one is, for the new economic role, there needs to be interaction between government and MNCs. Okay, so this is my first idea that I get. Did I? Okay, my bad. So that's the first idea that I got. Next one, a significant factor in this shifting world economy is the trend toward regional bloc of nations, which has a potentially large effect on the evolution of the world trading system. Okay, from that, so far I cannot take out any idea. Okay, let's go further and see what he's saying. Two examples of this trend are, okay, so what is the trend? Now see, the trend is regional trading bloc of nations. So next one is, the new trend is what? It is nothing but regional trading blocks of nations. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the examples for this trend. First one is US-Canada free trade agreement. So let us say example one is US-Canada free trade agreement. And when was this? Of 2002, I guess, if I'm not wrong. US-Canada free trade agreement. Okay, he did not mention this. No, okay, no problem. Okay, and Europe ka 1992 is the move by European community to dismantle impediments. So second example is the European community. Okay, European communities 1992 idea. Okay, so these two are the things. Okay, now however, although numerous, so see here, this part, when we have this word however, remember I told you about but, that but is a structural signpost. Yeah, in the same way, however is also a structural signpost. It acts the same way as but. Okay. All right, so please look at this. Yeah, and someone is asking me the meaning of this word impediments. See, impediments, let me write it here, are blockages, difficulties. Okay, dismantle, breakdown. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so however, although numerous political and economic factors were operative in launching the move to integrate European communities markets, concern about protectionism. What is protectionism? Anyone knows what protectionism is? Guys, does anyone know what protectionism is? No? Okay. So let me put it this way. Protectionism is a policy, it's a way in which you are trying to protect the assets of your own locality. For example, let me try to simplify this. Let us say that this is a locality. This is locality B. Okay. There are some goods that are being, manufactured here. All right. And there are some vendors over here as well. Okay. Now, if I want to give these goods to this particular person, okay, I'll give it at a Y cost to vendors over here. If I want to give this goods to this person, I'll give it at an X cost. Okay, where the cost of Y is greater than the cost of X. That means you're selling the goods to other people for more cost than what you're selling the goods to your own people. One very simple example of this is if I want a car of Mercedes, okay, or if I say that if I want a car of Audi, an Audi car in Germany will be very less compared to what you're paying for an Audi car here. Okay, that is protectionism. All right. See, I hope I explained this to you well, because see, neither are you a commerce student nor am I a commerce student. So as an engineer explaining something to an engineer, this is the best I can do. I hope you understood this. Okay. So now what is the concern? The concern was that protectionism wasn't that apparent in EC. Okay. So they did not try to protect a lot of the assets. Now this is in sharp contrast to the FTA. That means in EC, they did not try to protect so much, but in FTA, they tried to use more protectionism. Okay, so the overwhelming reason for that bilateral initiative was fear of increasing United States protectionism. Nonetheless, although markedly different in origin and nature, both these regional developments are highly significant. So see, basically what he's saying, okay, so there is some difference between these two, but they are very important in that they will foster integration of the two largest and richest markets of the world. So what is the third idea? Where should I write the third idea? Okay, let me write the third idea here. Though different, they are very important. Okay, got the third idea? Now the fourth idea is, why are they important? Because they are between rich, large markets. Okay, so this will decide the direction of economy. Okay, am I clear? So what are my four ideas that I can derive from this? Let me just quickly type them out. The first one is that economic role is going to be because of the interaction between government and MNCs. Yes. The second one is going to be that new trends are the regional trading blocks. Yeah. And two examples which are examples which are the US Free Trade Agreement, US Canada Free Trade Agreement, and the European Communities 1992 Act. Okay. The third idea is that these two are very different, but they are significant because they bring together rich and large markets that determine the course of, or that determine the future of economy. Yes, can I say that these are the three ideas that we are having? Yes or no? These are the three ideas that we are having for this entire passage. Is everyone clear with that? Yes? Good. Okay. All right. So now let us look at the questions. This is your first question. The passage suggests which of the following about global corporations? Come on. What do you think the answer will be? Their continued growth depends on the existence of a fully integrated international market. See, it is not their growth that depends on the market. It's the market's growth that depends on them. So this is wrong. Correct? Guys, are you following? Yeah, only Gayatri is listening to the class, no? Okay. So others are also listening. Okay, fine. All right. So now let's look at it again. Yeah. So the first option is not that. What about the second one? Their potential effect on the world market is a matter of ongoing concern. Though this is true, but the passage does not suggest this. This is directly given in the passage. So this is also not my answer. But what type of question is this here? This is an direct question. Yes. So where can I, what will be my, what do you say? Plan to get the answer. I will be trying to look at the passage for this detail. Where do I talk about global corporations? I'm talking about global corporations here. Yes. I'm also talking about the entire global corporations and their influence. Correct? So see, what will happen over here? I am saying that a significant factor in this shifting world economy is this trend, and this is going to have a potentially large effect on the world trading system. Correct? Yes or no? Am I saying this? Yeah. So what will be my correct answer? My correct answer will be that their influence on the world of commerce will continue to rise. This will be the correct answer. They will have to assume quasi-governmental functions. No, this is nowhere in the passage. They have provided a model of economic success for regional trading blocks. See again, they have not provided any model. The regional trading blocks are providing a model for economic success. So this is also wrong. So your answer will be fifth one. Okay. All right. Next question. This is an implied idea question. Okay. So what's this question? Which of the following can be inferred about the European communities prior to the adaptation of 1992 program? Okay. Let us first try to understand what's happening. Okay. In 1992, the European community, okay, destroyed some obstacles. Correct? Yes. So let us take this as a timeline. This is 1992. After 1992, no obstacles. That means 113. Please mute yourself. No. Yeah. So that means before 1992, there were obstacles. Ante kada. After 1992, because of what I did, obstacles are gone. That means before 1992, definitely there were obstacles. No. Yes. So that is what will be our answer. Which of the following can be inferred from the passage about the European community prior to the adaptation of the European 1992 program? There were restrictions on commerce between member nations. Obviously, this can be one answer. So I'll just keep this as my first priority. There were few impediments to the trade between member nations and the USC. This part is where we go wrong. It's not between the US and Europe. It's between member nations of Europe itself. How do I know it? Because of something he said as regional trading blocks. Okay, so Europe was trading with Europe only. It's not going and trading with Canada or what? US. So the flow of goods and travels between the flow of goods between the member nations and Canada was insignificant. Again, I need nothing to do with Canada. Okay, relationship between MNCs and government member nations. Again, this has nothing to do with MNCs and government. Economic policies of member nations focused on global. See, this is again wrong. No, we are trying to go on to regional trading issues. Okay, so it is not global. So definitely this is my correct answer. Are we all clear? Boys, girls, yes? Okay, all right. So with this, we'll stop for today. Okay. Now, what I will do is I'll send you this PPT. Okay. In this PPT, you have 2 more passages. All right. So what you can do is, my screen sharing stopped. Yes. Okay. Let me just stop the recording also.